There's no doubt that Sony dominated this last console cycle with the success of the PS4. Launching with a clearer message than Microsoft's Xbox One and a cheaper price, Sony quickly ran away with the lead under the power of their impressive library of exclusive titles. To ensure Sony doesn't stumble out of the gate with the PS5, they need yet another strong lineup of games to keep the momentum going. My name is Foxy Steve, and here are the top 10 franchises that should return for PlayStation 5. Before we continue the countdown, we'd love it if you'd like, subscribe, and hit the bell button to be notified of our future videos. You can follow me on Twitch, where I usually play games twice a week. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Number 10. The Order 1886. Okay, hear me out. Ready at Dawn's The Order 1886 was ultimately not a great game. While there was not a lot of depth to the gameplay or exploration, and the story was really short, what The Order did have going for it was an interesting setting and phenomenal visuals. 1886 was essentially a tech demo showing the power of the PS4, and if it had more time to cook, it could have been something really great. With Ready at Dawn making VR games, Sony could give this franchise to one of their other studios like Insomniac, who could really build upon that world and have interesting weapons and mechanics to take it to another level. With the right dev and time behind it, The Order could be that next true AAA title that makes people want to go grab a PlayStation 5. Number 9. Twisted Metal. In the late 90s and 2000s, God of War creator David Jaffe introduced the world to the unique car combat of Twisted Metal. There were a lot of car combat games that came after its release, such as Vigilante 8, but nothing quite matched the interesting vehicles, levels, and strange characters of Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal 4 was the last console release until the 2012 reboot on PS3. Unfortunately, Twisted Metal on PS3 did not hit the high sales figures of previous titles, and the series has laid dormant ever since. Fast forward to today, and this could be the perfect time for Sony to revive Twisted Metal. There's not that many car combat games like it, and on top of that, they could just make it a fun DLC game like Rocket League, so there's not that much of a financial risk. They could just keep adding onto it, building onto it over time. Maybe even make the base game free, why not? With a sound strategy, I could easily see Sweet Tooth terrorizing PS5 systems in the future. Number 8. Wipeout. Wipeout is what happens when you combine the weapon-based arcade racing of Mario Kart with the ultra-futuristic look of Cyberpunk, they make the whole thing go as fast as F-Zero. Wipeout was there for the launch of the PS1, and with the last new entry appearing way back on PS3, I think it's high time for a new game for PS5. Any console launch worth its salt does well to have racing as a core tentpole, and Wipeout has the potential to be the graphical showcase the console needs. I mean, think about it. Can you imagine tearing it up with friends in a beautiful, futuristic world at 4K and 60 FPS? I sure can. Number 7. Mark of Kree and Rise of Kasai. The Mark of Kree and its sequel, Rise of Kasai, kind of flew under the radar during the PS2 generation as a very solid action game franchise, combining interesting characters and setting with brutal action-based combat. Mark of Kree and Rise of Kasai released as PS2 exclusives to very positive reviews and was remastered on PS4 in 2016, but there's been nothing ever since. Outside of God of War, which has taken a different direction, there's not many console exclusive games in the action genre these days. Sony could be sitting at a potential goldmine with the Mark of Kree IP and would enjoy very little competition as part of PS5's exclusive catalog, and would provide some gameplay diversity in the lineup. There's not much else outside of it. You have Devil May Cry, but that's not console exclusive. So I think Sony would do well to bring this franchise back from the dead. Number 6. Rogue Galaxy. Rogue Galaxy is another PS2 exclusive title that released to very positive reviews but seemed to fly just under the radar for a lot of people. Developed by Level 5, Rogue Galaxy is an action-based RPG that utilized the cel-shaded art style, much like Zelda Wind Waker. While a bit light on overall plot, Rogue Galaxy was very fun to play thanks to the combat system, and kept players engaged by having visually interesting worlds to explore. I could totally see a future where Sony commissions Level 5 to create a sequel to Rogue Galaxy, fleshing out the story and gameplay systems. Given how beautiful Level 5's last few RPGs such as Ni no Kuni 2 have been, a sequel to Rogue Galaxy might check the boxes of having a great PS5 exclusive RPG and showing off those sweet, sweet graphics. Number 5. Battle Arena Toshinden. Battle Arena Toshinden was one of those first games to introduce the world to the concept of the 3D fighter. Releasing in 1995 for the PlayStation 1, Battle Arena Toshinden gave players a fairly large cast of characters to play with various 3D stages, and garnered pretty positive reviews. Does that game hold up now? Absolutely not. But if Sony were to find the right developer to resurrect this franchise, they could have another popular fighting game on their hands. There are not that many 3D fighters right now, pretty much with just Tekken, Soul Calibur, and Dead or Alive being the top 3, none of which are console exclusive. This is the perfect time to reintroduce a nostalgic IP like Battle Arena to older fans, and it be something fresh for new players alike. If Sony took the time to expand on that roster, add some depth and accessibility to the fighting system, and add in some additional modes like challenges, stories, and maybe add some DLC, Battle Arena Toshinden could be a pillar of 3D fighters that could only be found on the PS5. Number 4. Jak Daxter. Outside of a remaster collection on PS3 and PS4, the main Jak Daxter series has not seen a new entry since the PS2 era. With the former devs Naughty Dog moving on to bigger projects like Uncharted and The Last of Us, our furry mascot's been left in the dust. I think now would be a great time to revisit the Jak franchise for the next generation. Mascot-based platformers seem to be making a comeback with games like A Hat in Time and Crash and Spyro remakes being super popular. Sony even released a trailer showing off the brand new Ratchet & Clank title, which looks amazing. Seems like a no-brainer to revisit another one of Sony's stronger brands in Jak Daxter. The power of the PS5 could really make the cartoon art style pop, and while Naughty Dog may be busy, there are other developers who could take this franchise over. Maybe have Bluepoint work on a full remake to test the waters first. I would certainly be more excited for a new Jak title than a Knack 3. Number 3. Jet Moto. Now I know what you're thinking, Steve, you already have a racing game on this list. But Jet Moto is unique enough to stand on its own as a potential great addition to the PS5 lineup. Jet Moto released on PS1 in 1996, and it featured fast-paced futuristic racing with players hopping on hoverbikes and flying across both land and water. There's nothing out now that quite matches the style and vibe of Jet Moto, and with the series being dormant since PlayStation 1, Sony could benefit from resurrecting such a different type of racing game for the PlayStation 5. Number 2. SOCOM US Navy SEALs. The original SOCOM US Navy SEALs helped to revolutionize the shooter genre on console by introducing tight team-based first-person gameplay and letting PS2 gamers get online to face each other for the first time. There were many SOCOM entries over the years, some critically received better than others, with the series going into hibernation after SOCOM 4. It's been almost 10 years since SOCOM 4 released and was unceremoniously buried. Bringing SOCOM back now as a rebooted franchise is a huge opportunity Sony shouldn't pass up. There's still some worth with that IP, and with the current games-as-service model taking off, SOCOM could enjoy the same kind of growth and longevity games like Rainbow Six Siege is enjoying, and as a PS5 exclusive. Number 1. Syphon Filter. When Syphon Filter debuted in 1999 for the PS1, my first thought was, what the hell's a Syphon Filter? What I discovered was a very fun stealth espionage action game that gave Metal Gear Solid a run for its money. As Special Agent Gabriel Logan, players infiltrate and stealth through various levels using the common tricks of the trade, while experiencing a fairly interesting story along the way. There were 3 games in the main Syphon Filter series, and 3 PSP titles. After Logan's Shadow released in 2007 for PSP, the series went completely dormant. Sony already has the perfect storm to bring Syphon Filter back. Sony Bend wrapped their first major console release in Days Gone, and while not without its problems, Bend can take all the good they learned from that outing and apply it to a AAA Syphon Filter title. I choose Sony Bend because they're the last ones to work on the franchise. The landscape is wide open since Konami would rather make pachinko machines than Metal Gear games, and Splinter Cell appears to be dead and buried in the ground at the moment. Syphon Filter could be the top dog of stealth action for years to come and only be found on PlayStation 5. And that's it for our list. Are there any franchises you would want to see return on PS5? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to give us a like and subscribe to stay up to date on our latest videos. I'm Foxy Steve, and I'll see you on the next one.